What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. I am your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast. Program note, tonight we will be interviewing the president and CEO of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. So lock it in, set yourself a reminder. If you just hit the bell on YouTube for our page to be notified whenever we go live, that will remind you. I'll be tweeting out reminders also, and I'll also be posting on Facebook. So, excuse me. All right. That is 8 o'clock, by the way, if I didn't mention that. Today, let's talk about the Ohio State run game. What the hell is going on with it? Where is it? I haven't seen it in weeks. Has anybody seen it laying around? I haven't seen a run game that I would call my own. So let's look at some numbers. I got some stats I want to throw at you. So there's a stat called stopped runs. And what it means is the opposing defense stopped the Buckeyes for less than 2 yards, for a gain of less than 2. Okay. Now, this is also going to include, short yardage plays where you're just trying to get a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, but there aren't very many of those in a game. 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most. Or if you're at the goal line and it's, your 1st and goal from the 1 or something. This includes that, but again, not very many of those opportunities in a game. So these percentages I'm going to give you, obviously the lower the percentage, the better. That means the opposing defense is not stopping the Ohio State running game for less than 2 yards. So I'm going to run through the season thus far, since we're 10 games in, or 9 technically. Start with Notre Dame. They were 7 of 34. So 7 times out of 34 attempts that we had, they stopped us for less than 2 yards. That's 21%. Okay. Now I'm going to go a little faster. Arkansas State, that's what she said. 9 of 25. That's 36%. So a little increase. Toledo, 14 of 44, 32%. Wisconsin, 6 stops of 43 attempts. That's 14%. That's our season low. That's our season best. Rutgers, 16 of 33, 48%. That's almost half. That's no bueno. Michigan State, 16 of 45. That's 36%. Not bad. Iowa, 9 of 29, 31%. Not bad. Now things get a little dicey. Penn State, 11 of 24. 11 stops of 24 attempts that gained less than 2 yards. That's 46%. That is horrendous, terrible. And the coup de grace, the icing on the cake, the Northwestern game, 15 of 35, 43%. This is a big, big problem. We should not have running backs getting stopped for less than 2 yards, especially against some of these teams like a Rutgers, a Northwestern. Penn State, the talent's a little bit more equal, so that number can be a little higher, but still 46% is not acceptable. So what are the issues here? Let's talk about that. Do we need changes on the O-line? We know that we've got 2 solid tackles doing their job. I would say I'm going to get into some PFF grades here in a sec. Dewan is actually doing amazing. Paris, not so great in the run game. So do we need to make some changes? Not necessarily at tackle. And Luke Whippler is solid, perfect, does his job, and a little extra in the center. So not touching him, but Donovan Jackson, I don't know if he hit a wall. This is the first time starting a full season. This is his first time starting in college a full season. Matthew Jones, same deal. A little bit older than Donovan, but again, first year starting. And he's got this nagging foot injury. He has to wear a shoe that's like 3 sizes too big. That's why he has to constantly be coming off the field to get it fixed. So he's got padding in there or a brace or something that forces him to wear this shoe that's 3 sizes too big. Anyways, foot injury. So let me give you some grades here real quick. Let's talk Paris Johnson Jr. since I mentioned him first. His run blocking grades on PFF are not great. So a 60 is considered average, doing your job. No better, no worse. His run blocking grades so far this year are starting with Notre Dame, running through Northwestern, 54, 57, 71, 58, 86, 81, 59, 59, and 72. Some weird 50s in there that he's like either really, really good with an 86 or he's really, really bad with a 59. I don't get it. So let's talk guards. Guards are a big issue. Matt Jones, he's got a 58 in here, a 61, a 64, a 49. That was against Iowa. And he was not great against Penn State or Northwestern. I saw him laying on his stomach a lot against Northwestern. So he is right now a big problem. And Donovan Jackson also, he's got a 55, a 63, a 65, a 52, a 56. Most recently against Northwestern. Again, below average. That is the problem. And to touch on the running backs real quick because they're part of the game. Oh, and I wanted to mention, why is Enoch Vamahi not getting some reps at one of the guard positions? Perfectly healthy. At least you can rest up Donovan or Matt, give him some time off if Matt Jones is dealing with a foot. Is Enoch really that much of a drop-off? I doubt it. I mean, against Indiana and Maryland coming up, he should be getting some reps, and let's let Matt Jones sit and heal, man. Anyways, running backs, like I mentioned, Travion's dealing with injuries as well. Mayan, we know he had to basically carry the entire load this week. He's dealing with the hand and the knee, and 0 carries for Chip Trainum or Dallin Hayden. So why is that? I guess Mayan came out of the game unscathed for the most part, but it really could have been a game where he got some rest and healed up. So they do have some bulk security concerns with Dallin Hayden. They've touched on kind of they've hinted at, they haven't really come out and said that, but and the kid's a freshman. So I don't know. I think this coming next 2 weeks, you got to get those guys some carries and let's let Travion, Mayan, and the O-line completely heal up. And we got to work on scheme. Apparently, guys are not doing their job. Not saying the scheme is wrong. I'm saying guys need to work harder at that scheme and perfecting their fundamentals in the run blocking. So the last thing is, will CJ continue to run the ball? I don't think you'll need it over the next 2 games. Should not have needed it this week, obviously, against Northwestern, but pulled it out of the bag, used it because the game was on the line. So I'm sure they were saving that for Michigan, but you got to get the dub. You got to, every week, you got to win, survive in advance, win and move on. So that's all I got for you today. Tomorrow, I don't know what we'll talk about. We'll try and do something a little bit sunnier. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Don't forget, hit YouTube Live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we will talk to you later. Go Bucks.